Welcome to my views and news. Two news stories. Big news about Scander Naga Fano commander. Now he's a Fano commander. He used to be a politician. It seems that Scander Naga could receive huge diplomatic support from the US. US is a key player in Ethiopia. It mediated between TPLF and the federal government. It facilitated talks between Ola and government. Now it seems that Skander could have huge influence in the new US government, reportedly. Secondly, Jawar, Oromo Federalist, a Congress deputy chairman, Oromo politician, made some revelations today. He shared a tweet. He confirmed what I reported a few days ago, and he added something to my report. I want to share what Jawar said. Jawar is a responsible man, a politician. What he's saying should be investigated. A big claim by Jawar today. It's really a charge sheet against the Ethiopian government, what Jawar said today. Let's start, viewers, with a new story about Scander Naga. Scander Naga, we know, is a Fano commander, but he was basically a political activist, a politician. He was heading Balderas for true democracy in Ethiopia, a political party. People accused him of working for Amhara interests. Skander and Jawar, back then, years ago, were accused of inciting ethnic conflicts in Ethiopia. Both were arrested after Hachalo's murder. Skander and Jawar remained in prison. They were released. After that, Jawar toned down his criticism of the government, and he tried to be a nationalist politician after that. Jawar is not based in Ethiopia. He remains abroad mostly. People accuse him of being in alliance with the Amhara government. Skander tried to lead Baldiras, but he was frustrated with his political struggle, and he chose to pick up arms. And he started an armed struggle leading a Fano group in Gujum. Now he's based in Shoa. Skander's family is in the US, and a man who is expected to be the new US Secretary of State once held a meeting with Scander Naga, and this man was highly appreciative of Scander Naga. He said it was honor for him to meet a man like Scander Naga. With this man, Marco Rubio, a senator from Florida, is expected obviously, because Trump has not been sworn in so far. In January, Trump will take office and then he will form his cabinet. But it is being reported that Marco Rubio could replace Antony Blinken as the Secretary of State. Marco Rubio, as I said earlier, is a senator from Florida. Skander once held a meeting with Marco Rubio, and Marco Rubio released a video. Video is available. You can watch the video if you search Scander Naga with Marco Rubio. When Scander Naga met with Marco Rubio years ago, Marco Rubio said that Scander was fighting for political change, for democracy, for protection of fundamental rights of Ethiopians. He appreciated Scander Naga. He said it was honored to meet him, and he said that Scander also appreciated Marco Rubio, and Marco Rubio back then announced his support, that he will support Skander's cause. He called it a highly noble cause, what Skander was working on. So this man, Marco, is going to be the new US Secretary of State. Obviously, he remembers what he said, meeting with Skander. Skander now can play a big role in mobilizing the opinion of the US government in favor of Amhara resistance movement. Though when Skander met with Marco Rubio, he was a politician. He had not taken up arms. Now he is head of an armed group. This group is accused of destabilizing the Amhara region. But still, I believe that Skander can use his contacts with Americans, with Marco Rubio especially, to influence the US foreign policy about the conflict in the Amhara region. Even Antony Blinken, a few days ago, when he talked to Abiy, he also raised the issue of the conflict in Amhara, calling for a peaceful solution to the tension in the Amhara region. Let's see how Skander uses his contacts with Marco Rubio to influence the Trump government to form a policy supportive of Fano's struggle. Skander obviously is not the agreed and chosen leader of all the Fano groups, because several main Fano commanders reject Skander as the main leader. But keeping in view his new role, I think he could be acceptable to several Fano groups now, inside and outside. Diaspora has already been supporting Skander, but in Amhara, he has been facing opposition of the Fano commanders. Let's see. It seems to be a good opportunity for Skander to make use of his contacts with Marco Rubio to influence Trump government's policy about Amhara. Trump government is likely to change its foreign policy about Africa, because China and Russia are rapidly sweeping across Africa. Why? Because they don't talk about democracy, they make investments, they form relations with dictators too, with military generals too, who have staged coups in Africa. They have nothing to do with with human rights record in Africa. Americans raise the issues of democracy, of respect for human rights, etc. Sometimes they have to distance themselves from dictators in Africa just to avoid public pressure at home. Though we cannot say Americans only work with the democratically elected leaders. They have worked with dictators too in the past. They only serve they want to protect their interests in Africa. But I think Trump will definitely change policy about Africa. I think he'll favor engagement with people like Putin, not in Africa, obviously, with North Korean leader, with the SAS, working with other African leaders. Secondly, was Jawar today made some big claims, revelations. He shared his personal experience too. What Jawar is saying is alarming. It should be investigated. By the way, I said a few weeks ago, I told you that Ethiopian military was conducting conscription. I said military was involved in forcibly recruiting youths. Some viewers question my report. They say, Sajid, you are just anti-Ethiopia, you're anti-PM Abiy, you're anti-ENDF. But now Jawar is saying the same. He confirmed conscription in a tweet today. He said, yes, people are being kidnapped. Youths are being kidnapped. It's conscription. Secondly, it's kidnapping for ransom too. It started with laborers. They were abducted. They were kept at detention camps. And then most of them were sent to military training camps. Now, wealthy families' sons are being kidnapped when they return from college, school, or social gatherings. They're abducted by security force. They're detained at detention camps. Then brokers contact the families. They demand money for the release. The money demanded is between 1,000 to 500,000 beers per one person. Personal experience, he said one of his acquaintance, a family which he knows, paid 300,000 birds for the release of its son. The boy was kidnapped by security forces. He was being kept at a detention camp. Brokers contacted the family. Family paid 300,000 birds for the release of the kid. Jawar says he confirmed that he knows the family. The family contacted him. So it's you can call it's indirect personal experience. These are big revelations and accusations by Jawar Mohammed against Ethiopian government. He's accusing both non-state actors and government forces, especially government of forces, of being involved in running a network of kidnapping for ransom and network of conscription in Ethiopia. Will his allegations be investigated? Let's see. Thank you for watching.